Hey, and welcome to Dr. G Speaks. I am Dr. Kristen Guillory, and I am so very excited to help you experience a life of freedom, faith, and fun you may not even realize is possible. Listen, I know you feel held back, I know you feel stuck, and I know you are hiding. As a coach and the author of Look, Stop Hiding, How to Find Your Voice and Never Dim Your Light Again, you will get to listen to some amazing stories, receive some homework, that's the professor in me, and get some tools to help you live the life you deserve. It's time to quiet the noise and walk in the fullness of who God created you to be. It's time to stop hiding and start thriving. Together, we'll uncover your potential and ignite your journey to a fulfilling life, a life of freedom. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Depending on when you listen to this, it may be happy mid-year, maybe happy 2028, whenever you hear this, but Happy New Year. I do hope and pray that you took some time to reflect on the previous year, to sit in moments that grew you, moments that brought you joy, moments that even confused you and how you overcame that. I heard someone say, and I thought this was great advice, to look at your pictures of the year, just to reflect on and look at everything that you did and experienced that year. Because even if the year was really difficult, there's a chance that there might have been a light here and there. So I am looking forward to the next year. Now, let's get to the episode. It was December 23rd, and I was just scrolling social media, and I kind of very quietly heard the Lord say to me or guide me to posting something on Instagram. Now, that previous 2 weeks, I had started sharing stories on my Facebook page as well as LinkedIn. Just different encounters over the years, ways that the Lord has used me to support people and impact people. And on this particular day, God literally gave me every step of what to do. He said, you're going to share that particular story and you're going to use this video. It was a 6-second video of me riding in the back of a car, and use that and put a caption on it. I mean, y'all, it took 3 minutes to post. It literally took 3 minutes to post the story. And the story, I will actually read the story to you. And some of you might have already seen the story, but I want to read the story to you. So, I just dropped my mom off at the airport and had to turn around. What happened next was an unexpected divine encounter. Something was wrong with her ticket, and by the time I returned, everything was fixed. So I went in to check on my ticket. While in line, I overheard someone on the phone. Dad, I'm at the airport. I'm getting ready to go to rehab. I made the decision last night. I'm sorry for the things I've done. I would love for you to come. I would love for you to visit during parent weekend. I know I've messed up. I'm so sorry. I love you. And then he called his job. Hey, I won't be coming into work today. You'll get paperwork letting you know where I am and what's going on. So y'all, I thought I'd like to talk to him. Something just came over me and I wanted to talk to him. But he was 2 people behind me. And then it was my turn at the counter. As I was working on my flight, he went to another counter. I looked down and I saw him shuffling through his paperwork and looking scared. He finished before me and he walked by. And I turned around and I said, "Excuse me. My name is Dr. Guillory, and I was once a therapist and I taught chemical dependency classes at my university. I want to tell you that I am so proud of you. You're making a decision today that will change the trajectory of your life." He looked at me and turned red. He said, "I was asking God to give me a sign if I was doing the right thing, and you're that sign. Oh my gosh." Then he quietly asked, "Can I hug you?" I said, "Sure." After the hug, I said, "I overheard you. Your dad loves you. Yes, mistakes have been made, but your dad loves you. Remember that." He said, I've made so many mistakes. I said, yes, and you've courageously made this decision. I'm proud of you. You can do this. And watch this. This moment is for you. I'd never stand at the airport counter. If I came 2 minutes later or earlier, we would not have met. God saw fit for this moment to remind you he's with you. He said, oh gosh. He then tells me other details about his journey and his struggle. And he asked me, can I hug you again? Oh my gosh. I said, absolutely. God sees you. God loves you. He said, I'm so glad I met you. I said, you can do it. I'm proud of you. One moment at a time. I watched him walk to the escalator, and as he was going up, he put his hands over his mouth and was shaking his head side to side, almost in disbelief. I turned back around to the counter, and the employee said to me, I don't know what just happened, but I know I just witnessed something divine. That is a true story. That is something that happened. And that is the story that I shared on Instagram on December 23rd. That was a story that I previously shared on my Facebook page, along with other stories that were getting some traction. So I posted it, the video, the caption, and I went about my day. About an hour or two later, I go to Instagram and I noticed that the views looked really high for me. And it was like at 10,000 views. And I thought, okay, that's interesting because previously the most views I'd ever gotten on a video was about 16,000 views on Instagram. And I thought, huh. And the comments began to come saying things like, you are an angel on earth, or God is real, or God is so good, or I'm in tears. Other beautiful comments such as, wow, that gave me goosebumps. Powerful. When God is working through us, bless you for your intervention and confirmation with that young man. Beautiful. I'm a firm believer that God speaks through people. God bless you in him. God is able. I want a hug too. I wish someone like you had been there for my brother. Glory be to God. This gave me chills while sitting in my church parking lot. I'm not crying. This made me cry. Thank you, God. And so many other comments. So the next morning I check and it's at about 186,000 views. And I'm a little dumbfounded. I really am. I am dumbfounded. I am not like, oh my gosh, whoa, whoa, look how many views. Like that's never been a goal of mine. I've never had a goal. I want to post to go viral. And there's nothing wrong with having a goal like that. I'm not knocking that at all because people are doing their darn thistle in these social media streets with influence and exposure and income, but that just was never one of mine. About 4 months ago, if not more, God began telling me that I was going to begin sharing my stories online. I have encounters like that all the time. Those who know me would call that encounter a Tuesday for me. There is a friend of mine that calls me, has a nickname for me, which is can't go outside. Because he says, anytime I go outside, something always happens. And it really does. And I didn't realize how unique and rare it was until people started talking about it. So I have encounters like that and stories like that and beautiful divine moments like that, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands. And God began saying, you're going to begin sharing this story. I thought I was going to start recording videos in November of me talking about the story straight to camera and posting them. I thought I was going to spend my time hosting my sabbatical experience retreat in Santorini, recording videos. I thought I was going to record videos on another trip, and I just wasn't moved or led to do so. But I knew God said, you're going to start sharing these stories. Early December, I saw a friend of mine and she posted a video of her making something or maybe in a car, and there was a caption on it and she gave tips. Here's 20 ways to identify. I read it, didn't think anything of it. It was a great post and I moved on. What I didn't know is that God used that moment, me watching her video, and implanted something in me that was going to begin to be a formula for my social media presence. So back to December 23rd, now December 24th, 186,000. So then I make a post. Oh my goodness, this post is 300,000. And next thing I know, it's 400,000 and then 500,000. And as of the moment that I am recording this episode, it's at 778,000 views, 25,000 likes. And I sat in that to really think about, okay, what just happened? Because in about 24 hours, it was at maybe 400,000 or so views. And again, this is someone who at that time I had 3,900 Instagram followers. And again, my highest viewership was 16,000. Y'all, here's the truth. I've been at 3,900 for like a year and a half. And it's something that I haven't thought, okay, I want to get to 4,000, but it's just something I've noticed. Like, okay, and maybe 700 new followers in about a week. And I sat and thought, okay, Lord, what are you teaching with this? What is the lesson? And everybody, I have something that I want to offer you as we move into this new year, as we continue into the year. I want to offer you a few things from that experience. The first is to do your best to hear what God is telling you to do and move quickly when he tells you to do it, even if you don't understand. I had no plan of posting a video of any capacity online in any way. And it was just, I heard him and I did it. It also made me think about, in my own effort, in my own energy, posting that, I might have gotten on average what I normally would get, maybe 5,000 views, which is just fine. That made me think about, there is no formula. There is nothing that I could have done or someone could have taught me that would have caused my first story that I shared like that on Instagram to get over 500,000 views. There's no formula. There's not. I know there are gurus out there that will help you. And very often that encouragement is, you post every day for 30 days. And by the 20th one, I remember thinking, and there's all these things that were embedded in my subconscious that I didn't realize. I knew God said I needed to start sharing my stories. I then saw the friend post her video, and then I saw a story of a couple who is very successful on social media, and they talked about their journey. They said they made a plan that they were going to go all in and post every day for 30 days. And she said it was maybe day 18 or day 20 when they got their first viral post. And again, I didn't do anything with that. I didn't journal it. It just was something that some part of me latched on. And part of me might have thought, okay, I'll have to post 30 times in order to get some type of traction. Maybe I thought that. God said it. And like I said, within a day or so, over 500,000. So again, my lesson was to trust God to do what you could not do on your own. There's a quote that I read somewhere that said, God can do in a day what would take you years to do. There are people I know of who have been consistently in different ways posting on social media and have not reached over 500,000. Now, I'm not saying that that equates to success. I'm not saying that at all, because there are videos that I've had posted that got like 100 views that got me a coaching client or got me a speaking engagement. So I'm not saying that at all, but I am saying, are there times that we have desires and goals in some way and we've not invited God into that? Are there times that God has said to do something, but it doesn't make sense, and so there's hesitation? So I wonder, what would it look like if you invited God in to the journey, if you surrendered your effort and you moved in the way that he said to move, even if moving means like get out of the way and let him do it. That made me think about those who, including myself, over the different years have been on different health journeys and journeys to lose weight or gain muscle, or some I know have journeys or goals to gain weight. And how often have we really said, not only God, show me what to do, but God, will you just do it? Those of you who have goals to lose weight this year, how often have you said, God, I give my body to you and I invite you to remove this excess fat. I invite you to do it. Or are you following the strategies that society says to follow? In order to do that, I have to do this, this, and this. And God is missing. I know that was the case for me. I know over the years, my own journey, I can't really think of a time before the last 2 years where I said, God, I invite you in. Not just God, show me what to do, but God, will you do it? Will you do it? As I read somewhere, someone said, if God created all of this, the world and your body, he can do 20 pounds. He can do that, but have you invited him in? And here's the thing, when we are going and using these formulas and are not involving and including the Lord, as soon as you stop using the formula, the outcome potentially stops. Here's what I mean. If I am eating this way every day, I'm working out like this every day, I'm doing intermittent fasting every day, and you've not invited God in, as soon as you stop that, there's a chance that the results may be reversed. There's a chance because God is like, invite me in. Let me be greater than the formula that you're using. And if I lead you to go on this path of movement or whatever, trust that. Same thing with this social media post. I could be, okay, I'm following the strategy. Somebody said, post every day, post at this time, do this and do this and do this. And what happens? And I can't post on day 32. What happens? And I can't post on day 29 because I'm sick or life happens. Does that mean that the momentum has to stop? Perhaps if you've not invited God into it, if you've not let God take the driver's seat of the journey. And so for me, one of the lessons for this viral post was, let me do it. Let me do it. The other lesson for me was God told me that I was going to start sharing stories of mine, things that I've already done. This is me. And if you know me, anything that I'm sharing on social media, yes, that's her. This is who she is. And I found it fascinating that me literally sharing me is getting this type of attention, this type of traction where I'm literally just being me. And something that I tell my clients is, you are the message. You are the message. And it seems that that is the case for me, as I have another post I recently shared about when I worked at a university, and it was so unique for me to be a happy single woman. And I shared content around that, and that post is blowing up. And I find it just fascinating that I'm merely sharing me. I know I have a unique perspective in different spaces, and these posts were me just sharing me. I don't have any teachables in it. I'm literally sharing me. And one post got more views than all the posts I've gotten where I've given advice. Again, it's not about that because I've gotten other things there. So just the fascinating thing, sometimes it's so close to you. It's just you. It's just me. The other lesson for me was, especially from the number of comments on the post with the young man in the airport of God is good and God is real, and oh my gosh, this gives me hope. It showed me, that we really are, so many people feel that they are living kind of in a dark time. There's a lot of cynicism, and to read a post that showed kindness and compassion and evidence of God's hand was really encouraging to so many people. When at times media and social media can be inundated with, the heaviness of the world can be inundated with, as I call it, kind of raggedy stuff, raggedy advice, raggedy things, just kind of messy stuff. And do your thing if that's what you want to do. But I think the reason that it took off was kind of in the midst of so many things, kindness and compassion, were really appreciated. And I know many of you listening are so kind and so compassionate, and you maybe have questioned that about you. Be who you are. Be who you are. I remember posting something and people thought that I made it up because it was just merely sharing kindness. So my lesson for me is to move when God tells me to move, to trust Him completely, to remember that I am the message, and remember that God can do more in one day than I could do in my own effort in 1 year, in 2 years. So what have you been trying to do in your own effort? Where have you not invited the Lord in? What is something God has led you to do, but there's some hesitation on that end? Just to keep it 100 with y'all, as I always do, God gave me words for 2026. He gave me 3 words, and one of the words is exposure. And I know in truth, a part of me, so I have no issue sharing my thoughts in front of audiences and Q&As and stuff like that, because, I share some really, really good stuff, okay? And I think there was a part of me that was like, it's one thing to share it at a speaking engagement or in a group or in a virtual thing. It's another just to put it out there. And God is saying, I am getting ready to elevate you. I need to expose you more. So while you're going to have many people who love what you're sharing, there may be some people that disagree, and that is okay too. So God is actually building my muscle in that place to use my voice and bring my voice at a higher level to support more people. So this is so not about a post going viral. It is about God doing what we can't do. It's about trusting Him, even in the space of social media. It's about trusting Him even there. It's about trusting Him with, okay, God, I'm going to seek you in every part of my life. It's trusting Him in, okay, God, I'm going to wear this today. And if I should not wear this, like, God, just convict me real quick and I will change. It's, God, I want to move throughout the whole day in the way that you would guide me. So God, order my steps, guide me all day. So your movements are so divine. They're so intuitive. They're so fill in the blank. So here's to a year of you trusting God more and being wowed by Him to do what it is that you can't do. And me as a coach, as a speaker coach, as a business coach, life coach, relationship coach now, okay, hey, as someone who coaches, speaker coaches, I absolutely believe that, yes, I have the sauce and the formula that works. And I believe in my clients saying, and this is the way that God is having me move. So I might encourage this 1 step and they may say, I may need to make that 2 steps, or I'm going to do this, or God is saying for me to trust the formula you gave. So y'all trust it. That's why people always encourage, study the word for yourselves. Yes, pastors and Bible scholars and ministry directors can lead and teach and all of that. And you have got to learn it for yourself as well. People are flawed. So in your own quiet time, God, I believe you told me to do this. Guide me. Guide me. So here's to trusting God more and being blown away by who He is at all times. Your affirmation for today. God, you can do more in 1 day than I could do in 2 years. My hands are open to your direction. God, you can do more in 1 day than I could do in 2 years. My hands are open to your direction. Thank you so much for listening to the Dr. G Speaks podcast. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.